Hi Anonymous, this is your nurse Kay. I just kind of wanted to jump on here because I told you guys I was going to start having some Q&As. I was going to start putting out more videos solely because I know a lot of you ladies are in need of assistance. A lot of people are either not knowledgeable or they're honestly like in the doctor's offices and they're just so used to saying, hey, collect your money, hey, do this, do that, and then go about your day. A lot of women, after their pre-op or even after just paying their money, they have called me and said, hey, you know, in mid-conversation, we realized she don't know this or she don't know that. So I just kind of wanted to come on here. Unfortunately, not always looking the best, but the point is, I just want to kind of relay all the information that I need to relay, okay? So the first topic of today is going to be immediately after surgery, okay? And this is post-lipo, tummy tuck, BBL, anything after surgery, okay? Immediately after surgery, you must have someone responsible, usually over the age of 18, to come and get you. There has been women that I have spoken to, or when they call me to come and do their recovery, they'll say, hey, what do you think about me taking a Lyft or Uber home after surgery? First of all, auntie, they are not going, the surgery center, who is they, are not going to release you to Uber drivers, Lyft drivers. That's one. Number two, the Lyft and Ubers usually are not, when they see you in that state, if they have a right mind, they're not going to allow you in the car. They will cancel that ride. So have a responsible adult, usually over the age of 18, to come and get you. It's usually preferred, obviously, it's okay to have a family member or your nurse to do it. But if you hire one, but like I said, if you have a family member, of course, try to get somebody that's more so medically inclined. But if not, just make sure that they know if anything happens, they need to pay attention to you in the car and they need to take you immediately to the closest hospital if something ever happens, God forbid. But just know you need to immediately after surgery ensure that whoever's picking you up is of the age of 18 and older. Usually pre-op, they're going to call you in, and in your pre-op they'll say, hey, who is going to be your pickup person? And in that type of time, they'll go ahead and be like, okay, cool, this is the person that's going to pick you up. And then also the day of surgery, they do the verification to say, okay, do you have their license? Is it the same person? Is it the same contact? Because they need to call that person to say, hey, the person had your family member, your sister, your brother, whomever, your patient, if you're a nurse, will they'll call and say, okay, they're ready in 30 minutes to an hour, and you have to be there to come and pick them up because they're pushing these ladies out. Unfortunately, I don't even want to say that, but they're pushing the ladies out and they're expecting you to come and pick them up within a certain time limit because there are continuous surgeries going on and they need to continue to replace the areas in post-op, okay? And if you're still sitting there waiting because you don't have a reliable ride, it's going to be a problem. So ensure that you have somebody that is going to be over the age of 18 to come and pick you up. The individual must agree to stay with you for the evening post-surgery. That's if you're at a hospital setting. But if you're home, I mean, the person picking you up don't have to stay with you, but it is just very, very smart for you to have an individual with you overnight to ensure that you're safe, to ensure that you're moving around, to ensure that they wake you up to take your medications and things like that, okay? Usually, you must, first, so ensure you got a responsible ride. If somebody want me to, you know, if somebody has some additional questions, I can talk forever in regards to that ride situation because there's so many rules and regulations to that. And of course, there are multiple safety concerns with that. So maybe I'll do another video, but if you have any questions, ladies, just drop a question. And usually my number is posted, so you can also text me if you need any assistance. But I'm going to keep going because I don't want the video to be too long. It's supposed to be short and sweet. Number two, after surgery, make sure you're wearing your compression socks 24 hours to the first 7 to 10 days, okay? You want to also make sure that you walk let me rewind that. Wear your compression socks, ladies. Compression socks are also known as TED hose in nursing world. They're really, really good for preventing swelling and proper circulation and preventing DVTs, which are called I can't even think right now, deep venous thrombosis, which is a clot. And the clot can then eventually break off onto your lungs, causing some breathing issues or death. So it's very important to wear your 10 holes, aka compression socks, definitely the first 24 hours and 7 to 10 days post-surgery, or even more, okay? But do whatever your doctor recommends you to do. But if it's longer, hey, it's more beneficial. If it's shorter, verify with your doctor the days that I just told you. But it's definitely this first 24 hours, and definitely at least a minimum of 7 to 10 days, okay? But once again, follow your doctor's orders. Every 2 to 3 hours post-surgery, please take deep breaths to expand your lungs, okay? That is very, very important. And that also helps with preventing, like, if anything ever were to happen, God forbid, your lungs post-surgery or any surgery or any traumatic issue, you're inviting different agents in your body, such as the anesthesia. Your body just went under a traumatic experience, so God forbid your lung can collapse. Okay, if you're not properly breathing, you can potentially gain a clot, you can pass out, and you're not properly getting the oxygen that you need in your body, okay? You're already losing blood, so you don't want to not be able to breathe as well. That's another video, this whole anatomy and physiology. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this short. I'm trying to be medically inclined with you guys, but I'm also trying to just give you this information. Post-surgery, you are to remain in the local area and not travel by any form of transportation, okay? And what that means by that is, don't think you finna get surgery and then you finna get on a plane. Y'all laughing probably like, who doing that? No, it's been tried. I know this because I have clients who are flight attendants, and they have told me that their flights from Miami, a few women have literally gotten off the surgery table to say that they're gonna get on a flight back wherever they came from. And the only reason how the agents know are because, of course, you're or you're half looking dead. So with that being said, they inquire, like, what happened? Are you okay? And they're like, oh, I had surgery today. Today, like 2 hours ago. Today, like 6 hours ago. No, it is not safe, ladies, to do that. You guys want these surgeries. You want to try to get back home so you can take care of your kids or go back to work. It don't work that way. That's another conversation. That's another video. But what I will say is, it is best. It is best. It is best. What's the point of us getting these bodies if we just gonna die because we're not properly taking care of ourselves? So please, 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 post-surgery, have a location, Airbnb, hotel, recovery home. That's another conversation. A decent, reputable recovery home, hotel, whatever, to ensure that you have and you remain safe, to ensure that you don't gain infection, to ensure that you're only a few minutes away from your post-op appointments. That's another thing. How are you leaving the same day or even the next day and you know you have a post-op appointment? Post-ops are where you can get massages, doctors look at your incisions, they talk about, hey, how are you feeling? They check, maybe every doctor's office is different, but they check hemoglobin and ensure you didn't lose too much blood the night before. They see or recommend if you need some saline. Everybody's situation is different, so do not think that you're about to get surgery and travel home the next day. Ladies, don't do that. You are required to usually be at that location wherever you decide, a minimum. Some people say 5 days. Some people say a minimum of 7 days. Do what your doctor recommends, but to be honest with you, Lipo, BBL, I say after your post-op appointment, and it's usually one post-op appointment, I recommend for you to stay a minimum of 3 to 5 days, depending on where you're traveling. If you're doing post-tummy tuck, like 5 to 7 minimum, and usually you're doing 2 post-op appointments post-tummy tuck. But once again, I've gone to so many facilities. Everybody has a different spectrum of time frames. So do, once again, what your doctor tells you to do. I'm only speaking on experience and how I see the ladies maneuver post-surgery. So ensure that you're, you know, listening to what your doctors say. And a lot of this is what when I'm doing these videos, it's a lot of collection of data that I've communicated with doctors about when I'm picking my patients up. It's information that I communicated with doctors about at meet and greets and events that post-op caregivers give. It's a lot of education that I have learned online that were reputable articles, and also just information that I have experienced and exchanged amongst my like additional people, so colleagues to say. So with that being said, I want you ladies to heed to what I say. When you go ahead and make your schedule a surgery or decide that a surgery is what you want to do, keep these things in mind. I'm gonna run it back real quick. So things to do immediately after surgery. Please have a responsible person to come and pick you up, okay? Person usually has to be over 18. No Uber drivers, no lifts, okay? Of course, it's always better for you to have a nurse or someone medically inclined to come and pick you up, okay? Wear those Ted Hose compression socks for 24/7 if you can, okay? I don't think I said that. I know I said 24 hours, but I didn't say 24/7. Like, don't think that you're gonna wear those compression socks and then you can take them off midday. Like, no, wear them all the time for a minimum of 7 to 10 days. But once again, time frames are different. Doctors' recommendations are different. So with that being said, whatever your doctor says, do it. But wear those compression socks, okay? Make sure you're taking deep breaths every 2 to 3 hours to expand those lungs, okay? Make sure that you are staying at a reputable, clean, infection-free environment. Do not go home. Do not think that you're gonna have surgery and you'll be fine to go back home. No, stay, rest, be close to a location. I recommend 10 to 15 minutes minimum from wherever you had surgery, so that when you do get finished with surgery, that ride home is not gonna be like, it feels like 10 years, because it does feel like that even at 5 or 10 minutes. Trust me, I know. And plus, I've transported a lot of women. But don't forget, ladies, I've been through the process myself, so I have firsthand experience on the front line, not only just being the nurse, but also getting the surgery done myself, okay? And make sure that you are going to your post-op appointments, okay? Usually, some people recommend, or some doctor facilities recommend 5 days minimum, but 3 to 5 days, BBL, Lipo, something like that is perfectly fine. My opinion, 5 to 7 days tummy tuck. But like I said, it just all depends on your doctor's recommendations. And then also just how you feel. And the more time that you're there, the better, to be honest with you. So don't rush this process, ladies. Do what you're supposed to do. You wanted to pay this money to get the surgery that you obviously are getting or got. And why are we rushing to heal? Healing is very, very important, and we will also discuss later in different videos the different types of healing foods that you are going to need post-surgery, okay? Today we talked about after surgery, after your appointment, but we will eventually speak on after surgery diet and pre-surgery diet. It's just a lot to go with this stuff. A lot of women don't realize that it's really a lifestyle that we're about to create for ourselves, pre and post. So, love you, ladies. Thank you guys for listening. Actually, this video was posted on Christmas, because I'm doing it right now before I go to bed. So, Merry Christmas, you ladies, and I will speak to you soon prior to the New Year. You guys be safe.